Hey friends, it's Laura and welcome to my channel. Today I am sharing another 8.5 by 11 scrapbook layout that I've made this month. And I am so excited for this layout. It is the other half of a double page spread, and this first page that you can see on my desk here, I have a process video for that on my channel, that page with all the gorgeous rosettes. And in that video, I talked about how I already had an idea in mind for the page that would go next to it. And I wanted to do a border with this patterned paper in this gorgeous mustard color, and it has all the pinks that kind of tie in with the other half of the page there, all the same colors. And it's a really bold print, and I find really bold prints hard to use. So I just wanted to use it as a slim border around my entire page. So I'm loving this idea so far, and I'm really glad that I'm choosing to execute it. And I had the option of just putting a cut down piece of white cardstock on top of this 8.5 by 11 pattern paper that I had cut down from 12 by 12 size. But I didn't really like the way that looked. And I showed you on the screen before I started cutting it. And I decided I really wanted that pattern paper to sit on top of the white cardstock in the middle, not having the white cardstock sit on top of the pattern paper. So I used my ruler to measure out a equal border on all sides of the 8.5 by 11 paper. And then I used my paper trimmer to cut the inside out of that patterned paper so that I could use my double-sided tape and layer it up on top of my white cardstock base. And you'll see my lovely head and body pop into the screen here. Don't mind me. A lot of times when I'm scrapbooking, I have to get right on top of the project to see if everything's centered and lined up correctly. I have no idea how some creative YouTubers can make their projects and not be directly on top of it to make sure things are lining up. Maybe they're just like really good with spatial relations. I am not. I have to be like right on top of it to see how it's going to look. So once I get that down, I am going to do this page inspired crazily by Rachel Tallman. Rachel is on the Wild Hair Kits design team with me, and we're pen pals, and I've just loved her style for so long, even before we were on the same team or pen pals. I've loved her layering style. I'm always so inspired by how layered her pictures are because she puts all of these different elements behind them. And so I want to create something like that, and I will tell you I'm so glad I tried doing it because I love how this page turned out, and Rachel gave me all the feel-good vibes in some of her recent videos, and I couldn't wait to try a similar layering technique. So you can see all the different bits and bobs that I add here. I'm cutting apart different pattern papers, adding little scraps to some corners, adding different ephemera pieces. Some of them I try out and they don't make the final cut. There are several times when I try to add in some of that navy blue that's on the left-hand layout there, and I tried to add that into the right page. And I only end up being successful with adding one navy colored piece in there. It just didn't really work out the way that I thought it would, but that's okay. I think like the colors still end up being so similar with all the pink and the mustard that it looks a-okay, even though I didn't bring the blue over to this page. So I'm layering all of these things up. I love how it looks. And I also wanted to tell you guys that left-hand side page with all the beautiful rosettes, that was inspired by Paige Evans. She did a page with these giant rosettes. It was a 12 by 12 layout, and she had these huge rosettes on there. And it inspired me to create a layout that had all the different sized rosettes on there instead of just making a ton of rosettes of one same size and then using one or two on a project each. So definitely want to share my inspiration with you guys because I know you're probably looking for some too if you're watching this video. And there are so many amazing crafty babes out there that inspire me, and they just do really awesome stuff. Now this is probably my favorite layering piece here, this little watermelon tag. It just adds the tiniest pop of pink to that side, and I think it's so pretty. I also love that little ephemera bit, the first one that I added. I think it says sand and fun, sun and fun. It might not even relate to my photo that much, but that's okay. I am going to add half of a doily sticker to my layering bit here, and this was a gift from a pen pal, and I want to make those doilies go far because doilies are not something I usually keep in my stash. So I cut that in half and stuck it on top of one of my layering papers in that cluster there. And I'm just, trying different things out, seeing how it looks, deciding yes or no, trying to figure out my title. And unfortunately, my video will cut out for a short bit here in a minute where I add in lots of elements. I add this sticker gold foil floral. I also add a few fussy cut pink florals from the pattern paper that is my background for this page. And then I also add a couple of stickers down at the bottom. That cute little bird is from the Pink Fresh Studio sticker pack on my desk right there. And that little take it easy phrase, super cute. I add these Heidi Swap hearts. And I just love how it looks. I love how both of these pages turned out. I think they're some of my favorite ever. And I've been so inspired by these colors and all of the different stuff that I've been receiving in my wild hair kits lately. Both of these pages were created using my wild hair kits this month, and I've just loved working with all of the beautiful paper products every month. It's such a joy, and I feel so lucky to be able to be on design teams and to let other people know in the crafting community about the companies that I get to work with that I found a lot of value from. And this month, my wild hair kits were just insane. And January and February, they were knocked out of the park as well. And so I have all these leftover bits and all the colors from all of my past few months of kits work so well together, even though they're different designers and different collections. Think about how many projects I've made in the last few months that I super adore, and that is thanks to my wild hair kits. So I finished off this page by adding a title with some gold thickers that I got, I think, in my February wild hair kit. And then I'm also adding some hand doodled journaling there and a hand-drawn border around the outside of my pattern paper page. And now I'm just going to use my pen to poke all over my page, if that makes sense. I'm basically dropping little black dots across my page to kind of make it look like a paint splatter, but without the messiness of paint splatters. And I think it's just a fun, imperfect touch to add to a page, especially when you're doing the handwritten journaling and you're doing a doodle border. I just love adding those messy elements to a page to make it all tie in together. And when you're using beautiful products like this and everything looks so pretty, I like to add a little bit of myself and a little bit of that imperfection in there so you could tell it was definitely handmade. And this is what my page looks like. This page inspired by Rachel Talman, the other one inspired by Paige Evans. Check them out. Make sure you subscribe to my channel if you want to see all of the fun stuff that I create each month. And I hope this inspires you to get crafty, get creative, and go document your story. If you want help documenting your story, I have crafty e-courses teaching you self-love, documenting your story, scrapbooking. I will link them down below, and I will also link the wild hair kits down below if you want to check them out. Thanks so much for watching. I'll catch you guys later. Bye!